Hey guys, what's up? And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about what I think Resident Evil could have done better with the franchise in regards to games 4, 5, and 6. And so I'm going to start out with 4 just because it is the first one that I'm going to be talking about. So basically, 4 was very, like action-packed, and it wasn't really too much of a survival horror game. And I feel like that's what took the fun out of 4 because, when you're playing games 1 to 3, and even like Code Veronica, it's very scary because you don't know where you're going and you're going to run into obstacles and you're going to have to find keys and different objects. And I just feel like that's what made the game more of like a survival horror, just because you have to actually find everything in order to survive. And that in those games they actually had some zombies. Now, I know in 4, 5, and 6 there wasn't really zombies, especially 4 and 5, because they had the Ganados and the Magini. I know that 6 did have some zombies, but it was more so the Duavlo, and I feel like that's what kind of ruined that game a little bit, but I'll get to that later. So still on 4, I just feel like the whole thing, like with the Ganados and making it more of like an action game and making it all about Ashley and, making them have to survive after you find her and everything, like, it wasn't really a survival horror because it was just more of like, we got to get this girl out of here and let's see how we can do it, the safest way. And there wasn't really too many puzzles in the game. Everything was pretty much just like right in front of your face, and there was only some puzzles like with Ashley, but it's not, I don't really consider it a puzzle because you really don't have to find that much, and it's pretty much just right in front of you what you have to do. And that's just how I feel about 4 personally. Now, I do like it, but I just don't think that it's one of my favorites personally, just because I feel like that's the game that started off the series spiral into more so, action and adventure type of titles instead of more of the survival horror. So now I'm going to talk about 5. So 5 I actually really enjoy. It was one of my favorites. And I think the reason why I do enjoy 5 so much is just because of the story and the fact that Chris is in it and Jill and Wesker, and you finally get to kill Wesker. And I really like that because the story goes from, trying to get Irving into finally wanting to kill Wesker, and, he's the one behind everything. And I like that Jill and Chris are in it because they are originals, and it kind of like ties up everything that happens in 1, and that's why I really enjoy 5. I also really enjoy that Chris is pretty much the center character, and I like Sheva too. I felt like she was a great second female lead, and I just feel like the game in general was a lot better than 4 because I feel like the campaign. I did enjoy the fact that 6 had more than one campaign, so you can see everyone's point of view and where they are in the story and how it intertwines. I did actually really like that, and the only problem with 6 was that, like I said, was the action, and I didn't like how there was Duavlo instead of zombies. Like, I understand with Leon and Helena there was, some zombies in the beginning, but then it went into, like those skeleton-looking ones, and then, Duavlo for certain campaigns. That I wasn't a big fan of. And I just feel like another problem I had with 6 was that at some points it felt like it was kind of like a militaristic game, especially with the Kristen Pierce campaign. Now, I did enjoy that campaign a lot, but the problem with it was just that I feel like the military was just always, there in the background, and it kind of took out the whole feeling of like you feeling unsafe. And that's what I like about 5 more than 6, is because you don't have that constant like military help in the background. Like, for a good majority of the game, it is you, and you have so many item slots. That's like another thing that I wanted to talk about, the item slots. I felt like 6's inventory was just ridiculous, and it was just so big and grandioso that I felt like it was kind of unreal. Um, I understand that 4 had the case, but that kind of felt stupid to me too. And then 5 only had 9 slots. I don't like a big inventory in a Resident Evil game because I kind of like that you would have to, in regards to the older games, have to limit your things because you needed to have certain items to get to certain locations. And I like that because it kind of forces you to give up some healing if you have to, or put back some ammo if you don't want to. And that's what I like with these games. They're kind of carrying you in regards to giving you so many things at once that it kind of makes it almost impossible to fail because there's constantly ammo being dropped, and there's constant healing found everywhere. And that's just something I wish they would have changed, and made these games more of like a survival horror. But besides that, that's all I have for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and, my opinions. I want to know what you guys think about the Resident Evil series too down below. You can be as open as you want. So With all that said, that's all I have for today's video. And if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like, subscribe, or comment. It'll really help out the channel. And as always, thanks for watching.